A warm welcome to each one of you. This is the Naomi Talk Show with yours truly, Liz Kenywa. And kama kawaida, I like to appreciate each one of you that has become part of the big family that we are in this space. This is a place where you get stories that educate you, equip you, and inspire you to do life the way God intended for all of us. Because He has a way for us, the way we ought to do life, whether it is marriage, whether it is taking care of our children, every aspect of our life, God understands that, and He has the manual of how we go about it. So today we are going back to the series we were doing back of Love, Keep, and Honor. This is our 8th couple that we are hosting this year. Number 8. The 8th couple. I don't know what you've learned from the previous couples that we've hosted before, but I can tell you this one is also very unique, and there is something that you can take home from these amazing, wonderful people. Well, let me say I have known them for some time, and I can confirm hawa ni watu wanajua God. Besides anything else, above anything else, wanajua God. And so they have done marriage the way God intended for us to do it. And that's why I have the confidence to host them here so that they can share with us their story. So without taking much time, allow me to let them introduce themselves. Karibuni sana.
Asante sana.
Kindly introduce yourselves.
They say ladies first.
And then men in front or behind, wherever.
Okay, my name is Esther Odhiambo, but I prefer Esther John. Yes.
Yes. Obviously that makes me the John. So my name is John Odhiambo, and this is my beautiful wife Esther. Yes.
Karibuni sana.
Asante sana.
Umekuwa kwa ndoa for 13 years.
13,
yes, 13
solid.
years.
Imekuwa
13 years.
Imekuwaje?
Imekuwa
Kwa summary tutaingia tu kwa details.
I know. Yeah. Imekuwa poa sana, and especially now. I can say now, as in right now in my marriage, I'm really having fun and enjoying marriage. Yes.
Sasa ni ile unajua ukijenga slab inaambiango unapatia 21 days ikauke. Ikishakauka iko sawa.
Yes.
So ukisema now,
Yes.
try to imagine that's the situation we are talking of. There's a place where you are doing the slab and the foundation and everything. Sasa umefika mahali unaweza sema it's firm.
Yes.
Na John.
Yeah, marriage is good. And as my wife has said, I think it gets better with time.
Yes.
Or it should. Let me say it should get better with time. It's like wine. It matures.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it starts just like when you know, everything goes through the stages, the teething problems and stuff like that. But as you grow, as you know each other, you relax. Yeah. Unakuja una relax, you appreciate the ordinary things about each other, and I think you best enjoy marriage when you're relaxed, when there's nothing to hide, you know, there is no point to prove. You just yourself with your partner, and I think we are arriving at that place where we just yes.
Actually, you just reminded me, someone said the quarrels some people had with toothpaste inafinywa katikati juu chini, sijui this and that, throwing the socks everywhere. By the time you hit 10 years in marriage, you're like, click, ignore, let's do life.
Yes.
Let's do marriage.
Anymore. Yeah.
It's an issue.
You choose to pick up the socks and put them where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also choose which battles are worth
Exactly.
fighting. So you realize, then you start laughing about it, enjoying life, and we pick up.
Yeah.
So what lesson 1, kuna mahali kanaweza umana kidogo wakati mnale foundation, but don't you worry. Sawa sawa, tuko pamoja. Kuna mtu pande ile nyingine alikuwa anafikiria ni yeye anaambia kwa sababu karibu kuoa, but it is well, you can also pick that. So let's begin from mulikutana wapi, and by the way mnakaa poa.
Asante.
13 years, amkai 13, mnakaa 8 hivi.
Ni 13.
13. I wish it was more.
Yeah, we should have begun this earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mnakaa tu 8 hivi, 8 years in marriage. But anyway, sasa
Asante.
John, swali ni,
Yes.
ulipata huyu msichana wapi? Ulimspot wapi?
Huyu ni Mungu alimleta. I first met Esther in church. So church was the meeting place.
Yes.
That was mid 2000, around towards mid 2000, 2004, 2005, thereabout. So we happened to be going to the same church. She was living with the auntie, so the auntie and the husband would come to our church. So definitely she would be part of the family. So that is where we met. And when we met, she was just an ordinary girl, not girlfriends yet. Nilimwona hivi, and then I said, this must be my wife. No, in fact, when I met her, I had another girl. I was actually in a relationship with another girl. And one funny thing is, when we met and introduced each other, I introduced myself to her, and then I introduced my girlfriend then to her. At that point, I never knew our paths would meet, and she would be the one. Yani,
sijui turuke tusikie kuliendaje lakini
you know, it's a meeting after church.
Yeah.
You know, and just you finish the church service, and outside there, people are saying, hi, how was your week? Blah, blah. That's where we met. And, so, yeah.
Okay. Esther. Kwani hiyo siku ya kwanza kuna venye uliona, this is the guy.
Yeah,
how was it like
true. By the way, when I first saw him, when I first glanced at him, I just felt something.
Oh.
I felt, unaona kale ile heartbeats kana
pace kidogo.
Yeah. I was like, now what is that? But I just ignored it because even at that time, I was not really ready for any relationship at all. Yeah. In fact, I was not even thinking about marriage, whether I'll get married, because, I just thought, my focus was, let me do business and build myself and build, an empire or something just for me and my family. I was not really thinking about marriage. But when I saw him and that happened, okay, I thought, anaweza kuwa chalimpoa, but still.
Present na girlfriend pale?
No. Yeah, when I saw him, the first time I saw him, hakukuwa na the girl. Yeah.
Hata kabla kusalimia.
Hata kabla nisalimie.
Unaona uliono mbali. Uliono mbali.
Kabla hata nisalimie. But now also the girlfriend, I knew the girlfriend, not really like that deep, but ile hi. What attracted me to her also was she had alikuwa amenyoa kipara kabisa.
Okay.
So I was like, because I was into fashion, I was like, this can be a good model. Because vile unajua, she's just natural. So we talked, even I was with other friends, we talked the first time. But now, when I saw them together, even before he introduced her to me, I thought she was the sister. Nilijigezia tu.
Oh.
Yeah, I just thought, hey, this must be the sister. So me nilienda home nikijua, that's the sister.
Sister ya John ndio huyo.
Ndio huyo. Yeah. So after like 2 Sundays when we met now and we are saying hi to each other, and anasema, meet my girlfriend. Oh, I was shocked. As much
Were you shocked or heartbroken?
A little bit heartbroken, a little bit. Yeah.
Unajua unafanya tu pause. Sasa tunataka kujua. The next question is, so how did we get here? So what happened? What transpired?
So by the way, after that Sunday, I think also my heart got to a point where I felt he's as much as I'm not really ready for marriage, but when I saw him, something happened. But now when he told me, he introduced me to the girlfriend, I was like,
you are finished.
Yeah. hapo no go zone. Hata kama maybe kitu inge happen, you know, maybe unajua ungeji present and that's a no go zone. Asema God, you've even answered my prayer because you know I'm not ready.
So, John, hii meza ilipindukanga lini?
Life happens, as they say. Life happens. So we, of course, life went on, and you know, to cut the long story short, never worked with that girl. After about a year and a few months.
Wow.
That's after we met. In around 2006, things didn't work, and I don't want to say much about.
Yaliondwele. Somebody, a politician said, Yaliondwele.
Yeah, but it was not easy.
Of course.
Yeah, it was not an easy process. It was because I dated for almost 5 years. Actually, it had been 5 years. So when that didn't work, it hit me very hard. And I just said, I'm gonna concentrate serving God.
Did you say 5 years?
Yes.
I thought it was serious. 5.
And maybe if I may just bring in something to enhance that point. When that happened, it happened at a point when we had upgraded your relationship to a place where now we actually, it happened at a very bad spot. We had just come from, as they say, Oshago, or to seeing our parents, both sides.
Wow.
The week immediately after. We come back to the city, and in fact, we've told our parents now prepare, in a few months we'll be calling you, the wedding bells will be ringing and stuff like that. We've gone to their place, and being Western, imekula kuku, kokwao, and so everything. So my mom is ready, their family is ready, and because it had been a long relationship, so my people had already known her. Like I was living with my sister actually in town here in Nairobi. So the whole family, she was like already part of the family. So that thing hit me very hard. It really hit me very, you don't know what even to tell the children, because my nephews, my nieces, they were like, she had really become part of the family. So when they were not seeing her visit, they are like, so those many questions. So after that, I just decided, I'm going to serve God. But of course, it's not easy to live a 5-year relationship and maintain your control. Yeah, but that's what happened. Yeah, so quickly, 2007 happened. 2007, for the Gen Zs, they may not have all the recollection of what was happening. But in 2007, what happened, of course, we know the post-election happened. Now, because I had met her and we became friends. I'm one person who does not like losing friends. My nature. Like, I love my friends. And we may not talk for years, but as long as I have your number, when I pick that phone and call you, we'll start from there. And it will be like we've always been together. Yeah. So I don't lose friends. So I'd gotten her number, and also because I loved things to do with fashion, so we were just platonic friendship. Yeah. But she remained as a friend. Yeah. So once in a while I would call her, and that went on. And so by the time we are coming to 2007, and 2007 happened, and by that time I'd moved out of my sister's house. I'm living by myself. And 2007 happens, and so I had to run away. Actually, I was living in Dandora then, and Dandora was a hot spot. So I had to run away, back to my sister in Jerusalem near Kimathi Estate. So while there, there wasn't much happening. It's almost like what is happening right now. Yeah. So people are just at home and all that, So you are trying to call people, find out how they're doing. And guess who called me to find out how I'm doing?
How you? Uko safe?
I'd forgotten about her. I couldn't even remember last time, before that call, we had talked actually. And the call comes in, and I'm like, because I'd even lost her number. So I had to ask, who is this? And then she says, I'm like, oh. So, okay, then she finds out how I'm doing. I told her. And, you know, that was really, you know, that really kind of brought some connection. It's like, yeah, there's somebody who cares. Because at that point, there weren't so many people who showed, you know, like, you know, you just have friends.
Yeah.
But, and especially a lady, you know, calling you and just finding out how you're doing. And I was girlfriendless, remember what had happened. You know, so that was kind of something that told me, yeah, not so bad. Yes.
So from there now, you thought of, I can pursue this one.
So yeah, it kind of, you know, like my heart warmed up, not immediately to pursue a relationship, but at least now it kind of emphasized the friendship. So the friendship was refreshed kind of. So we started calling each other more often, nothing serious yet. Yeah, because she was still busy doing her business and I'm busy pursuing my ministry and business too. So that happened, and then towards the end of 2009, 2008 coming to 2009 there, I feel like I should move to a serious relationship. Yeah. And I call her. At that time, it is like picky ponky. I'm not sure this is the person, but she's a good friend. Yeah, you know, in my mind, she's a good friend. Let me just date her. You know, not, you know, like really ask her out, not really dating, but ask her out. Let's just go and talk, you know, as a friend. So we go. She actually came. Yeah. And hakuwa nakata date. So she came. And then we eat, we talk, you know, and we had developed interest. Sometimes we would watch the same TV program. Actually, we used to enjoy The Apprentice by the former President Trump. Would watch and call each other, how did you see it? You know, and we also we learned fashion. So the runway, there used to be a program, the older generation would know, called the runway. So they would show the fashion people, you know, and stuff, clothing. So we'd call each other and, you know, and just chat. So there was a common thing. You know, if you have a friend, you can have a conversation with that connection, and especially a member of the opposite sex. You feel this is a person I am comfortable with. Without anything, it's still very platonic. But I know I just have a good friend. Yeah. who happens to be a lady. So when I thought about dating, obviously she would come to mind as one. In ministry, you have so many ladies around you, you know. So there were many ladies, but she was like, you know, closer. Yeah. And something funny, most of the people around me in the ministry where I was serving, and even the church I was, then because they had moved to another church with their family, never knew her. So it's just me and so when I called and she came and I asked her, you know, would you want to be my girlfriend? She said she's not ready for a relationship.
Sasa wewe wacha nikuje kwako. Unapiga simu. Wewe ndio ulianza kupiga simu. Ukweli. Alafu baada hizo siku zote unasema you're not ready. Because
unajua kwa nini nilipiga simu? Yeah. During the 2007 post-election. So we were just in the house, family. I was living with my uncle, my uncle and my auntie. I was living with that family. So after news, there was so much going on in the news. Then my uncle just asked, ule kijana anaitwa John, kwani anaendeleaje? Because somehow they had talked kidogo. So, and my uncle also, si rahisi sahau mtu, he loves making friends. So he asked, how is he doing? Because aliniona pia mimi nikiongea na yeye, I think alituona pia. So nikamwambia mimi sijui. Akasema, why can't we call him? Yeah.
Kumbe uncle was the angel. Destiny helper. Ama ni connector.
So Nikamwambia, I don't think I have his number, and my auntie suggested, why can't you ask another lady?
Mpaka auntie ameingilia kwa hiyo.
By the way, there was nothing like, we were just talking as a family.
But that's how God talks.
Yeah, it was just a normal conversation, and I think everybody was like, where is this guy? Yeah. So I got the number from another lady. They used to be in the worship team together. Nilimuuliza, unaweza nisaidia na namba ya John? Akasema John. John Odhiambo. Yeah, nisaidie nayo. Okay, she was like, mwambie nisaidie nayo. Akanisaidia nayo haraka sana. Then now I called immediately. So when I called, and yeah, we found out he was fine, you know, yeah, and that's all. In fact, after that,
ukaribu ende mute after that.
After that, also even me, I was left wondering why was everybody concerned, and I was the one who was told to call.
Na hata utafute namba.
Nitafute namba. So I was asking myself that question. But of course, even after when I called, I started having some, you know, other feelings like, hey, sasa. It's like there's a connection, but still, yeah, after the call, I just had to leave it there. Because in my mind, I was still remembering.
Akona
ule.
Lakini Esther. Hapa umekuja umenunuliwa chai. Umenunuliwa chai. Ulinunua mara ngapi kabla aseme I'm not ready?
Chai was after the post election, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, chai was after.
Na hapo ndio ulisemea you're not ready.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was not once.
Kwa roho kuna kakitu nasikia.
Kuna kakitu.
Lakini were you not feeling like you're ready?
I think
ama
also
nikawoga hivi.
I was so much focused on building that business. Yeah. I was so much focused, by the way, this is what I want to do. I want to make money. And do this and that and that. Yeah. So there's nowhere where marriage was coming in. I was even feeling like it will be an interruption. Yeah. And also, I think because of my background also, there was something that was really like a block, because I was feeling like, do marriage work? Yeah. Yeah. Because of my parents, you know. Yeah, I was feeling like I don't think marriage works, and I don't want to enter something that will waste my time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But kuna mahali sasa ulifika ukalegeza kamba. At what point did you realize, John, hii sipotezi? Alikata the first time, akasema not ready. How many times was she not ready?
We did almost three.
Yeah.
And
they were not back to back.
They were not back to back.
You would leave space a few months and then call her again. She comes. The good thing is she never
declined.
So she would come to nakula
fish.
Tunapiga story. In fact, if somebody passes there, they would think these people are already in a relationship. But at the end, ask, okay, can we upgrade this? You know, and really work towards marriage? No. So I would go home and so what's happening? So at some point I wanted to forget completely. Actually, by the time we're coming now towards 2010, I'm working to erase her out of my mind and forget. But then that is when actually God now impressed upon me, because I started now seriously praying about a marriage partner. Like, you know, around my circles, we had conversations, and my faith had built up to a place, despite the shortcomings, vitu zingine haziko poa, like you are looking at your finances and your timelines and so many things, and you are like, nothing looks promising here. But then we had built, that's something positive about having the right people around you, especially if you're in ministry. So we had talked, had seen some of those people I look up to in ministry. They were just ordinary people, you know, they are a little bit older than me, and I've seen their process. They didn't have much, but when they trusted God, God made way, and they were, everything was turning out well. And they told me, this is a matter of faith. You trust God. Don't wait until everything is there for you to make, if you feel this is the time for you to get married, it is a matter of faith.
Yeah.
It is a matter of faith.
Why are you praying?
Yes, I was because I think after some time my auntie realized this girl might never get married. Yeah. So she started encouraging me. I don't know if she remembers, but she's...
Mwambie kwa ile kamera encourage.
Yes, Liz Barak, he really encouraged me, and she encouraged me to begin to look forward to. Yeah, and also I think just by living with them, living with my uncle, Barry Blackman, it was also a privilege. I think God just placed me there for me to start desiring to get married, because they got married well. Yeah, he was a man who was very serious with his family, taking care of his family, loving his wife. Yeah, and we could talk. He really played a major role, by the way, in fathering me during that period. Yeah. So we could talk and even just make fun about, some, hey, Esther, sijaona chali hapa, nini, something like that. And I think that started stirring up something in me. And now I started praying about it. And my prayer was, because I was never in any relationship. Yeah, I had never entered any relationship. So my prayer was, God, if ever I'll get married, please, I don't want trials. Yeah, just bring someone who will just come and they are ready for marriage. Yeah. I don't know how that will happen, because also you could hear girls have to date this one and date this one, and so that I can be sure, and check, So I was wondering, how will that happen? But with God, all things are possible. I prayed that consistently, almost every day. I prayed about it. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but when that time came,
you never had two options. You had one that worked the way you had.
I didn't have options.
It's interesting, but it's serious how we pray, and God is faithful, and He actually hears our prayers. Yeah, exactly what you prayed for.
Yeah, and I think also God just like alinificha. Yeah, I was not that outgoing girl, and most of the time ningekuwa too focused on work, church, unajua hizo, but hanging out with friends, nani, I didn't have that. But when I look back, for me, I can say God really protected me, because ningeenda hiyo njia,
kutry hiyo, ungepotea kabisa. Wow, that is amazing. So at one point ukakubali.
At one point nikakubali. It was it was a very scary moment, but maybe you can tell that story.
Yeah. So
what is it that scared her?
So towards 2010, when 2010 was coming, and at that time I'd made up my mind, and of course I'm praying, God, I need to settle down. And this time I don't even 2 years relationship. I want somebody that nikienda kwake, it is a yes, and we go less than 2 years, because I was not ready to waste another 5 years or 4 years. I was not, and I knew around my circles, if God was to give me somebody that already know, I'm not wasting a lot of time. So I prayed. So when we started 2010, the way I was praying is by elimination. I take time to pray and ask God, out of this so many good, and I told you I keep friends. I have, I really keep friends, girls, and so out of all this, who can it be? Like tulikuwa tunaskan na Mungu, Ni kama rada. Who can it be? And somehow it eliminated everybody. Every time I pray, huyu anaenda, huyu anatoka, huyu anatoka, and they're all good people until it remained her. And remember, we are not in so much contact. Yes, she's my friend. We can call, talk anytime, but she has already declined 3 times. So, you know, like, but she's the one who remained. So one time, as I was leaving home, going to work, at that time I was working with Alpha. I don't know whether you have heard about Alpha International, the Alpha tool. It's a Christian organization based in the UK. So they have the Alpha books for doing discipleship. So I was working there as the youth coordinator for East Africa. So I've just boarded a matatu. I'm going to work to Westlands, so I have to go through Buruburu. That night I'd prayed and told God, if it is this girl, please let us find a way to meet and let me propose.
Voila.
Because I don't know when it will happen. So I don't know whether I'm supposed to do it that day or which day. But before I alighted, and I believe now, you know, then I would say something told me. But I know God told me to alight. So hapo unaona, and I can tell you, if you live in Nairobi, you would know the place. You on when you where the Buruburu Road joins Jogoo Road.
Yes.
That Hamza place. I alight from there.
And it's not your usual?
Yes. Because I knew, of course, I had known they have a shop in Donholm, so they are in Donholm. So I alight there, and I say, God, give me a sign. If I find her alone, I'll know it's the first sign that you want me to progress with this. But if I find her with somebody else, it might mean something.
Yeah.
So I alight. That was not my plan when I left home. I wasn't so sure. So I alight and I call her. I tell her, are you in the shop? She tells me yes. I didn't want to find out with who. Because I don't want to be disappointed. I said, I am coming. So, of course, she was you know, she'll tell us what she felt, but it wasn't, you know, because we have not met even, you know, recently. Like, why are you calling me and telling me you are coming to the shop? And it's early in the morning. You know, it's time for work. Actually, I'm supposed to arrive in Westlands by 8. So I alight and I head there. Thankfully, she was already at work. I arrive and I find her alone. Hey. So that's already confirmation number 1.
God has answered another prayer. Alijibu yako na yako pia amejibu.
And the funny thing is the mother was there, but she had just stepped out. So she's alone. So that gives me the liberty, because one of the things if I find out somebody, because how do I say this? I want to propose and go to work, because I'm not planning to miss work. So I arrive, I find her alone, I say hi, and tell her, I propose there. Niliangusha tu hapo. Sasa hiyo nikamwambia. It was very simple. It was in statements. Hello, it's good to see you. It's been long, you know. So she's also a bit shy. I'm like, yeah, I have come. You know, she's wondering, why are you here? So I've told her, you know, I've been praying, and I'm in a phase where I'm trusting God for a wife. And I've been praying, and I've come to conclusion that you are the person. So for me, I prayed, and I am at peace with it, and I would want you to be my wife. And so if you accept this proposal, then we'll be starting that journey towards marriage in the next less than 1 year. So you think about it, pray about it. And I left. I said that and stepped out of the door and left.
Yeah, I can remember that.
And I went
very
to
well.
So ukungoja yes.
Ala? No. Actually, it was in statement. Because there was no time. I was also getting late. So I need to go to work. So I just said it and left. I had to process that.
He left me shaking, because I was like, what just happened? In a very short, in fact, it was not even like 10 minutes. In a very short time. First of all, when he called, I was like, kwani anataka shati nini, or what does he want? Because he just said, I'm coming. Okay, I just said.
With some finality.
Yeah. I just prayed. I hope all is well. So when he arrived, akaacha bomb hapo.
Ulitoneta ama ufanye kile unataka?
I can remember very well even where I was standing and niliachwa ni kama what just happened. Yeah. And I think from that time when he said that, God had already worked on me and worked on my heart, and I was ready. I was ready. So as much as he didn't wait for an answer, maybe he was afraid. Staki ni asubuhi sana, staki kuambiwa no. But as much as he didn't wait for an answer, okay, maybe as a girl, ninge bado sema, give me time, you know. But after he went, and I think my mother even didn't take long because we were working together. She didn't take long. She was just going to the bank to do something. So she came in, akanipata bado nimesimama hapo, and she didn't notice. I think she didn't notice anything, but even I didn't know what to tell her. But yeah, I started now processing that, just asking God, so okay, what do we do? Yeah, we are in this together. We've been praying. What do we do? Is he the one? Yeah. So by evening, I think for me, I already had the answer.
So you relayed the answer, ama you?
No. I didn't tell him that day, but I remember that evening, a bit late in the night, we talked, and we just talked. We talked. We talked. He didn't like ask, so what's the answer? No, he didn't. But the following day, I think for me now, I could not wait. I told him it's a yes.
It's a yes.
It's a yes.
Let's
but now he had to make it official, as in now we go for a date. Yeah, and now I will list the tenor, then I answer. That is what he did. That is what he did. He said, siezi amini it could be somebody else. Yeah, it was on a Monday.
Then we met on Thursday now for a date, where now it
you went on your
official.
knee?
No.
Ah, okay. Thank you. You are among the
not
team.
everybody is a knee kind of a person.
Yes.
The background I had and the people I was interacting with, they were not knee people. They were very serious people. They were very serious people. Not that going on your knees, but that was not. But I was able to speak to her, and she said yes. Yeah, and maybe just something to connect. In between, when she was saying no, something happened in 2009. So we were going to a friend's wedding. By that time, they had already left church. So we're in different churches. But we have common friends. So she comes. Actually, she did the clothes for that wedding.
There were two weddings.
Yes, there are actually two weddings the same day. So I was determined to go for these two weddings, because actually the first one, because that was my very dear friend. Unfortunately, he's passed on. But a very good friend. So she makes clothes for them. I go to the wedding. I'm not aware that she did the clothes, but we meet there. So unaona tu mtu pale, unajua ule ndiye alikataa. But it's sour, And then after the first wedding, they were going to the next wedding. So I meet her. They were boarding the uncle's car to go to the next wedding. At that time, mi bado natembea na miguu miwili. So nikamuuliza, oh, you people are going for the next wedding? Yeah. They're like, yes, we are going there.
And the same uncle insisted, come. Yeah.
So we join and we go for the second wedding now in the afternoon. So we arrive there, we sit. Guess what happened? So we are seated there. So people were actually lining up for food, because that one actually we went for reception. So who brings food for who? Because I'm sitting with the family. So me, I'm just there, I don't know, because she's not my girlfriend. It's just somebody, I know we've been friends, but now this is a bit uncomfortable because she's with the family, and so all that. I go to the line and I ask her, can I bring you food? It's me who brought you food.
Yes.
Yes. So I go, I queue, and bring her food. I think
And-
that did something.
Okay, maybe let me just add. we were like, okay, my family was somewhere hapo kando, but now I was sitting with some other like 6 girls. Kaklik kalikuwa hapo, 6. So na kwanza si ati nilikuwa huko somewhere hapo in the middle, but so when he asked me that, okay, I just said yes. You know, I was like yes, but later I was thinking, so
Mbona nilikubali haraka
mbona
hivyo?
nimekubali haraka hivyo. So he went and brought food. In fact, walikuwa na serve kama kwa trays or something. So he went and brought food, akaniekea hapo, akaniambia ndio hii. The other girls were like,
Esther.
so they had many questions even after he went. They were like, kwa nini umeletewa food? No, I don't know.
Kita kidogo kitambo, where I come from, there's a way a man, if he expresses interest, they used to go and plant some twigs huko ama kwa gate. So he was marking his territory. Kidogo. It was a way of marking his territory.
Yeah.
And then after that, what I wanted to connect, after that immediately, now after the wedding, people are taking photos and all that. By then, we didn't have so many cameras on phones.
Yeah.
So people had these digital cameras, which are not in the phone. So do you know what happened? And the uncle had a very nice phone. You know, uncle would go out of the country, so he would come with gadgets, not just phones, gadgets. You know, so this phone actually had a camera that would retract. A very nice phone.
Yeah.
So the family is taking photos. Me, I'm an outsider.
Yeah,
So I don't know where I don't want to come in because I'm not part of the family, wanapigana, but I'm there because they know me, you know.
Yeah.
So, but at some point an awkward moment came. So the uncle says, tupige picha. And then she tells Esther, zunaweza ingia. So we took a photo, and among the photos, there was one that it was just me and her. Now that photo, the uncle went with that photo. So walizi hizo siku ukipiga picha, you have to print it. You know, the current generation wanajua zenye ziko tu digital kwa simu kwa computer. So they printed. So she remained. So when I visited the uncle's office to ask for the photos just to see, I was given a copy. Did you have a copy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that photo
of the two of us,
yes.
Of course, he had like 3 or 2 zako peke yako, but now this other one was 1.
Yeah.
Lakini uncle alikuwa ameona kitu hapa.
This other maybe God was using him maybe.
So that photo was working on her. She would look at that photo at some point. I don't know.
And you remember when you went to pick yours, he told you, have this one, but you said no.
I didn't want to be too. I told her, let's just maintain you back in Iowa.
So Esther hapo umesema yes, nakubali, umeproposiwa. Sasa tunaangalia marriage. Uliangalia marriage ama wedding?
Wedding.
So wedding
Weka
pia focus hapo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Briefly, how was that like planning phase for you people? And did the people you have around you come through for you?
So after saying yes, we went for many more dates, but I think after a few weeks, like 2 weeks or so, we went for another date, and he told me he wants to get married in between 1 year, 1.5 years. Kambia, no, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. 1.5 years. Like, in fact, it was in...
Actually, I wanted a year. You
wanted a year, yeah. A year, but I was shocked. No, we can't do that. We have to date for like 3 years.
Yes.
I need to know you. Yeah, but he was focused. Yeah. he told me, in fact, I don't know if we wrote those things, he told me, just say, as in, what do you want to know about me? Hiyo kitu yenye ingechukua 3 years. Yeah.
Nikwambie saa hii.
Exactly. Let's do it. And he was very open, by the way. Yeah. Yes. And I think because he was focused, that also helped me now to build the trust. Yeah, and also to just even me now to focus on the right thing. And not just to focus on dating, having fun here and there, and just to focus, this is where we are going.
Of course, we had fun. We went for so many dates, so many outdoors. We loved really the outdoors, and it's recommended in Christian circles at least. So tulienda Boretam. Tulienda Boretam, tukaenda Diguna, tukaenda, just outdoors, hanging out, play guitar, and enjoy. And, because I also wanted to enjoy those short, but I wanted to enjoy courtship. I wanted to create memories, and we created memories. We still have, actually, even the photo that we used on our wedding card was one that we took at Arboretum, those selfies. In between there, we bought those digital cameras, and so we take, we just wanted to enjoy that 1.5 years we courted was full of life. Yes. But on the wedding, we focused on wedding, and I put timelines. We agreed we'll start with timelines because we want to get married soon. So timelines. This time we are going to see our parents, introduce ourselves. This time we are going for Rorasho, how do you call it? Gift giving. It has many names. Yes. This time we are doing that, and this time is wedding. So we set that out. All by faith. I told you it was a journey. For me, it was a journey of faith. And the good thing is, for every occasion that we planned for, God came through with resources, with everything. God just turned the world upside down for us. And especially for me, because it's me who was focused on making sure that this happens, and it happens in the right way, in a way that honors God.
And I like that fact that men ought to take the lead.
Yes.
That is exactly what you're trying to emphasize. That men ought to take the lead, because again, we're also in a society where the women are the ones spearheading some of these moves, to the point of even making the proposal, going on their knees. And it's a risky affair. It's a risky affair that if you take it that route as a girl, I am not sure what you're trying to build will last. So let the men take the lead, and I believe every man given the space, they have what it takes to take the lead in their space and in their home to spearhead the family in the right direction. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We were not asking whether you took the lead, but you brought it out that you took the lead.
Yes.
And Esther, you opted, hata kama you are a strong woman, kungoja uongozwe.
And God works in very, I don't want to say mysterious, but in very unique ways. Because also for him to give me such a man, he knew if I got another man who is a bit laid back,
shaky.
Maybe tunge date for 10 years and maybe not get married.
Okay, that is very premarital counseling. You did?
Yes,
we did
very much. Our pastor was very gracious, took us through that. We went through every process, and as we do, and we still do public engagement. So you can propose to your girl in terms of I want to marry you, wherever. But when it comes to engagement, you do it before church. So we organized that, and we did it in church. You remember that is now the time. Actually, from there, we had said from after engagement, you now join the church.
Yes.
So that by the time we are wedding, we're in the same church. And graciously, she accepted. Yes, so we did public engagement before church on a Sunday. Yes, and the next thing was a wedding. And we took exactly 1.5 half, let me say, maybe with a month on top. Yeah.
Haya. So tumefanya harusi,
2011.
2011.
Yes.
And it's
August
glamorous, it's beautiful, it's what you dreamt of, I believe. Every girl has a dream wedding. Okay, even if it was not exactly, it came close to what you had dreamt of.
I think when it comes to the wedding, I didn't have a lot of, maybe, I was not very much specific on what I really wanted. But I just believed I'll have a wonderful day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sasa hapa watoto wameanza kuingia, life ina happen, you want to pursue your line, your career, you also want to grow in your business, or that died when you got married?
No.
No. You know, there's some women who, I'm asking this because there's some women who, I don't want to say kill, but like they put on hold their dreams and ambitions once they get into marriage. And by the time you're coming to pick them, it's way a little bit too late, or you really forget about it all the same. So that's why I'm asking. So did you throw away your dream and your passion?
No, I didn't. In fact, at some point, it was like it was now the business, and I think after getting married, I switched back. You know, my focus then ikakuwa, yeah, let me
grow this.
Yeah, let me grow this. And now, because we are newly married, I really didn't know how to balance the two. But he really helped me. Yeah, in Africa time, like he would call, you need to come home now.
Yes.
Yeah. Now. I say, oh, just give me a few minutes. I finish this now.
Thank God he's born again. If he was not, it would have been fivefold ministry.
At first I was feeling like, no, I can't leave this, you know, but I had to learn how to balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is what I would really want to know, that for some people, when family now starts happening and life happens, their children are there, you know, and all these things, how have you managed, both of you, to find balance? That you have time for him, he has time for you.
Yeah.
Because children are quote unquote visitors.
Yeah.
They're on transit.
Especially for us, they are girls.
They are
literally
they are on their way out. The minute they leave your breast and they start walking, they are practically leaving.
Yeah.
So how have you managed to keep the two of you going besides the busyness of life?
Okay, I think it's been an interesting journey. When children came, of course, we wanted 2 years. So our desire was 2 years uninterrupted, you know, honeymoon time. And it was almost 2 years, actually. We took almost 2 years before our firstborn came. So it gave us also time just to be with each other. Yeah, so children come and balancing now comes in, you know, because she has to go. Because by then we didn't have maid, and we didn't want to have one. It was not even in our mind. We didn't even discuss it. So she has to go to work with a child. Me, I go to work, and then after that we meet later. And that's when I would call. Sometimes, you know, she's pushing a bit late, and you know, we have to do that. But you know, it kind of came in naturally. Can say naturally. There's adjusting. You know, there's need to adjust. We need to have more time.
Yeah.
The good thing is we had really had almost 2 years, just the two of us. And for a couple who are young, I would recommend that. Not again, everybody has their own journey. You have your own need, but I would recommend, if you are young, some people get married a bit late, so you might need to get children first, you know, because age does not wait. But if you are young, give yourself good time.
Yeah.
Familiar with each other, know each other, play, you know. 2 years, you know, and then after that, let children begin to come in, if that can work for them. Yeah, so that background gave us time to know each other, so that even now communication was now easy. I can easily tell her, now you can come home. It's time really, you know, because we know each other. We have had, you know, we are friends. We built friendship, and friendship was very, very important for us to build in those 2 years before children came. So it also helped us with balancing, knowing what to do at what time. Definitely nobody gets it right 100%.
Definitely.
Because a child is here, we don't have a maid. You have to deal with the child. You have to deal with you know, she has to deal with me and deal with the child. Yeah, but I was there because I love children, so I was also helping, making sure that when I come from work, I'm playing with the child, you know, firstborn. I think you know our firstborn.
Yeah, all of
yes.
them.
Yes, so playing with them and all that. Yeah. So our children have never been a bother. I don't think so. At some point, of course, we had to bring in maids or house helps because it became too hard. I'm working and she has a lot of things to do. Yeah, for a season. But again, we quickly dropped that after 2-3 years of drama. And every one of us knows drama that sometimes comes with you know, house helps. So because, yeah.
So, Esther, for you, I know you have seen you work in business, and sometimes it can be very, very involving.
Yeah.
You're the mother, and being a mother, you have other roles. You know, you're the doctor, you're the teacher, you're the consultant. You become practically everything to the people in the house, including your husband. So how have you managed to maintain the place of taking care of Esther as I go out and take care of everyone else in the house?
Oh, wow, taking care of Esther. I think that's one thing I learned after a few years in my marriage, because at some point I would take care of many other things, but I forget about myself. Yeah. And for me, I can say my husband has really helped me. I think just being friends, he knows when I need to take a break, and sometimes he would force me to take that break. That's enough. Come here, come sit here. Let's even watch this. I love watching movies. Yeah. Yeah, when I get time, let's watch this, or just come. See, watoto wameenda kulala, and for us, by the way, from day one, our children have been sleeping on their beds. Yeah, hakuna kulala kwa kitanda yetu, ni kwa bed yao. So we can even sit on the bed, watch something, and he really helps. Yeah, even with taking care of the children, you know, like putting them to bed, that is something he has done for all of them. Yeah. So, but now I've learned how to take care of myself, because sometimes I can even tell myself now, today at least go to the salon, yeah, go and just let people, you know, like, and do your hair, you know, let somebody else work on you. Yeah, self-care.
You know, someone said, I was talking to someone and they told me, when I decide to do self-care, kunaweza kuwa meko imeisha kwa nyumba, lakini najiambia leo ni wacha tujue maneno tupate headache ya meko baadaye. But when I am cranky, everybody around me becomes messed up. So I better take care of
self-care. Is very important. But for me, I used to feel like it's being selfish. It's being selfish. But I've realized it's a very important thing. Yeah, when you take care of yourself. And even, of course, I'm in fashion. I do clothes for people. But even sometimes just deciding, I'm making
me.
Yeah, me. I'm designing this for myself. Yeah.
Wow. Good. So 13 years in marriage, how do you keep the fire burning? Kwanza, bearing in mind, uko ministry. Na ministers wanaogopwa sana ukiingia na wasichana juu in their head. Okay, my time, I used to think a minister, a pastor, apostle, whatever title, they operate from home, church, home. I want a life ingine outside that scope. Are there moments, you know, practically that you get off the shoes, you take off the shoes of minister and you become the father, the man, the husband, and have fun moments?
Actually, I think I exist more as a father and a husband than a minister. And that does not mean I'm not doing ministry. I'm doing a lot of ministry. And for me, ministry is something that I knew I would be in from very, very early, you know, in life, you know, because God had dealt with that. I happened to get born again much early, so that helped me. So there are things I already resolved. See, and especially youth ministry. I'm primarily youth minister, but I can do all things through Christ. But primarily in youth ministry for over 25 years. So we have fun. I love children, so we play. Yeah, we play with my children. We take time to play, and they know that. Yeah. In fact, if I step out, and it bothers me now, if I step out 3 minutes, 4 minutes, they start asking the mother, where is dad? Where is dad? Where is dad? I'm trying to win myself from, I'm almost trying to run away from that. Because they are so used to me, yeah, because of that. So we have time. We also have time with my wife. Sometimes just step out, go, and have our own time. You know, coffee time.
The children.
Yeah, minus the children. And that one we learned the hard way. There was a time we were not doing that so much. You know, the first 6 years there. And then our pastor would remind us, you people, you know, in a month, make sure you take your wife out. A month or in 2 weeks, make sure every time you have a coffee date with your wife. And, you know, because of the children, when they were too young, of course, now we have now, you know, they are back to back. You know, so sometimes it's hard to get that time. But as we started putting effort, it worked out. Yeah, so there was a time we just go away from town and be alone. Yeah, so it has really helped. So my life, I can't say that ministry is choking my life. Yes, and in fact, when I found that I'm doing a lot of ministry, and at some point I was leaving my wife outside. I said, by the way, I've traveled so much. My wife hasn't, because of ministry. You know, ministry makes you travel. I was like, I would want now, whenever I go for missions, I want my wife and children by my side. And we started that around now almost 2 years now into that. And it actually enhanced. And in the midst of that, it's also a hangout, because tukitoka mission, sasa zingine tuna drive, tunaenda place fulani, tunajienjoy, tunakuja tao, tunatembea na watoto. You see, so it becomes a hangout. So you can mix actually ministry and fun. You know, so you don't have to really separate them. Let me have time of ministry. You can choose to have fun as you minister, because it's even effective. Because I realized, by the way, I'm able to inspire young people, because I mostly minister to young people. When they see me with my family, when I go to a mission with my family, when we do school missions, and we go with my wife and children, and my children are saying memory verses and all that, and after that, girls are having conversations with her, and you know, and the children have ministered. You know, it's fun than if I just went alone. You see, yeah. So there is a lot. So that also helps us to bond as a family. So my children are now actually accustomed to ministry environment very, very well. In fact, they usually ask, when is the next mission? You know. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
I am hearing you say never walk alone. And it's rather unfortunate, because there are those in that space of ministry who've walked alone. And by the time you woke up, your wife is serving you with divorce papers.
Yeah.
And because you've been chasing it and chasing it and chasing it. And I actually came across 2 stories. One of a minister in South Africa, and he said one morning he woke up very tired, of course, after doing ministry rounds everywhere, and the wife said, we need to talk. And the next thing the wife dropped was, this can't go on, I'm out. And there was no reverse gear. So he says he was not able to pick the loneliness the wife was experiencing as he was chasing the ministry growth and all that. Yes, the ministry grew, but at the expense of
the family.
Again, the one in West Africa, he says the same, that he took so much time By the time he was coming back, the children were all grown, they were getting into marriage. So now he's compensating that time with the grandchildren. Actually, he gave the testimony late last year. He said, this is the time I'm trying to compensate and catch up with my
Grandchildren.
not my children. The things I never did with my children, I'm now doing with my grandchildren. So I like the fact that you have learned early enough to bring them on board, everybody on board, and walk the journey with them, which now helps you to even minister better.
Yes.
Through what you say. So utakuwa unasema mimi na bibi yangu and they're wondering.
Yeah.
And also we are learning from our pastor because we've seen him how he does ministry and family. Yeah, they are always together with the wife. Yeah, and we also have a ministry called Friends for Life. Yeah, for couples. Yeah.
You know, interestingly, so that couple's friend is what keeps you accountable.
Yes, and
among all the 8 couples I've interviewed, that one is like a lifeline for every couple. That you can't do marriage alone.
You can't. You can't. If you want to, you know, to fail, walk alone. There's this thing they say: if you want to go faster, go alone. But if you want to arrive or something like that, then go with others. Because you can run fast but never arrive. But when you walk with others, there is security. You see. So I think that ministry, it's called Friends for Life ministry, has really helped us. And when we got married like this, we found it going on. So we like immediately, it was like a year or 2, you know, and we just got on board. And we started working with other couples. You know, people would introduce themselves, and we were just less than a month. I remember the first one, we were less than a month. So people are saying, I've been married for 5 years. I would look at 5 years, looks like eternity. People have been married for 5 years, 10 years. In fact, our best couple was doing the seventh year. And we're like, 7 years, will we ever arrive there? Right now it's 13, and it looks like yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
We bless the Lord. I really loved your story. So as we wind up, Esther, what would be your parting shot for a young girl out here who's probably gone through, as you mentioned, the motion of even doubting, does marriage even work? What would you tell them?
Okay. I think for me, the first thing I'll tell a girl out there who is in that process, maybe desiring to get married, or even that one who is doubting whether they should get married. I think for me, I would say pray that also God will turn your heart around, because, and especially for that one who is doubting, because there could be someone around there who is eyeing you, you know, and there could be a husband right there where you are, but because your heart is already blocked, and you're doubting also whether to get married or not, that could prevent you from receiving your blessing. So for me, I would say pray that God enables you to see correctly and just to pursue the right thing at that moment, because the right thing could be get married first and then pursue career next. But sometimes we do the opposite. But when you walk with God and you trust in Him, He's able to guide your steps.
Wow, wisdom detected. John, your parting shot.
Okay, about marriage ministry.
About a young man who desires to get into marriage, and they have probably gone through what you've gone through. 5 years of being in a relationship that and they were heartbroken, and probably at a place of, I'll never try this thing again.
God is faithful. So what I would advise a young person in that kind of a situation is that everybody has their own unique story. And especially for a believer, because the Bible even assures us that we will have our mates. Everyone will have their mate. There's a scripture like that. In other words, if you're in God, your inheritance is intact. So what you have missed, you are not meant to have. Yours is coming. You know, I think we need that assurance.
Yeah.
That whatever bypassed me probably was not
never
meant
yours.
for me. Yeah. As long as I'm in God, I'm focused. My inheritance is intact, and that includes my wife. So forget about what never worked. Pray and trust God. You know, as you pray and trust God for the future, God will actually, the Bible says he makes everything beautiful in its time. So God will guide you. He'll guide your steps. Again, the steps of a righteous man are ordered of God. And you will arrive at the right person. And the right person is not very far away. Yeah. You know, God told Moses, what do you have in your hand? You know, and he had the rod, and that is what he used. Yeah. And so it is what, it's just the ladies around you. Some of the people you're going, some of the people you're going to marry, you are looking at them at the moment, and there is nothing that you feel. And I know you have interviewed couples that say they never felt anything for that person. But God can turn that person to your wife, and you'll love that person and develop very strong feelings. Yeah, that is what happens. So your wife, your husband is just around. He's just around.
Wow.
So as my wife said, just pray, and then God will begin to tilt your heart towards that person, and you'll arrive.
So in a minute, naomba muweze kuangaliana, sijui nani ataenda kwanza, tusikie maneno matamu mtu akiambia mwenzake.
Yeah, my husband will begin. He's so romantic.
Oh, so are you trying to say you're not romantic?
But he is. Wacha ukweli
So that you can
same way,
copy.
by the way.
You copy notes. Unasema unataka kucopy.
Wacha ukweli same way. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Esther, I love you. Just like I loved you that time. You know, when we met, when we started going out, even when you would come and eat all the food and still say no. And I would still call you. Yeah, I love you. And you have been a great wife. You have enhanced me. I wouldn't be here without you. So I love you. And you are meant for me. Yeah, and we are in this walk for life. Yeah, and I can't wait to, you know, grow old with you and see you toothless.
Si umwage machozi kidogo.
Wow.
Yeah, I love you, baby. I love you.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
Tunangoja.
Until words is not.
Ama tuambie watoto walio hapa wafunge kwanza.
Yes. My darling, my husband, I love you so much, and thank you. I know I've not said thank you enough for the way you've loved me, and you've taught me how to love. Yeah, sometimes I can be a bit rigid, but thank you for being patient with me and just showing me so much love until I've also learned how to give back. Yeah, thank you so much, and I love you so much.
Love you too.
Yes. Haya, nivo.